Well, there you are. What you doing down there? Hey guys, what an exciting day. Boy, I'm really tired of looking at this old green boat out here. But this is a brand new 2.0 Junkin Treasures. And I'm doing it for you. I'm constantly improving. Welcome to my Silverton. This episode is just going to be solely about this boat. Let me give you a quick rundown on it, just so you're kind of familiar with it. I'm sure you've seen it in the opening part of the video. And me and a friend of mine, we went down to Swanee, Georgia, I think it was, to buy this boat. It was a really good friend of mine. And we bought this thing in pretty darn rough shape. The entire interior in it was completely, just virtually gutted. Now this boat is actually a model that I've always kind of wanted. You know, I've always had my eye on one. I always told myself if one came along for the right price, I'd buy it. Of course, it was definitely right up my alley because it needed a whole lot of work. I was told that the motors ran great, it just mainly needed cosmetic stuff, which I was fine with. I'm going to take this boat back out of the water, and we're going to take it to the house, and we're going to need to repower it. After getting the interior probably about 90% done or so, you know, I went ahead and put it on the water. We took it out, and I mean, it's just been a mechanical nightmare. And trying to work through it, eventually just came to the conclusion one engine has a blown head gasket or something. You've probably seen on an earlier episode of actual Junkin Treasures, I have that green colored Regal boat at the house, and that's actually what I bought for the power for this boat. Now this boat has kind of for the cheapest of the cheap, what you could get at the time, just some basic Mercruiser 350s with 2 alpha drives, which is actually one of the cheapest things you can do, and it's just a horrible setup for a larger twin engine boat like this. Now the Regal has some very high-end Volvo Penta dual prop drives, fuel injected, just all the bells and whistles. And I got a steel on that boat. So what we're going to do, that boat was crashed, and I took the engines out of that one. Long story short, we're going to put them in this one. But what we have to do before we do any of that stuff, we've got to go home and we got to rip that Regal off of that trailer, just so we can get this boat on the trailer and get it to the house. Here we are, brand new day. Let's hook this Regal up and let's get it to the back so we can get some last minute parts off of it before we yank it off the trailer. I'm also needing the prep area to even put this boat. So many projects around here. I shouldn't even be fooling with this, but while I'm waiting on my help to get here, I'll give you a quick rundown on all the crap around here. Still got my Freightliner. Still needing to finish this one out, and don't like much. Taking the bed off of this one and putting it on this one. Yes, I still have this Mercedes. It's the very first thing I think that was featured at any kind of Junkin Treasures whatsoever. This one is going to be really cool. I'm going to actually make a whole freaking episode or whatever about this little rib boat, and I'll fill you in on that one later. Of course, I got Dumpy. It's kind of a pre-Junkin Treasure thing. Got my excavator. It's up and going, doing what it's supposed to do, making me money. So enough of all that. Let's start tearing into this Regal. Oh, nice how my help showed up at like 3 o'clock. Look, this is the poop pump. Whale gopher. That's so wrong. I could just imagine like a big whale coming up to grab krill, and it's just got it's got like toilet paper stuck in its teeth. Oh no! Oh, that's wrong. I got stripped down only if it was actually that easy. Trying to keep this as G-rated as possible, man. But there's like a ton of freaking cuss words being thrown out there. Silverton, made it back down here after pulling off that Regal, and we're watching dung beetles. So we're just chilling out here for a minute before we gotta take off with it. I gotta evacuate the poop pump, and we're gonna put this thing on the trailer and bring it back. So we ain't got no power steering. The one motor that's dead. The one with power steering. But we gotta make it to the gas pump. Alright, made it to the dock. We've got to get the poop tank empty. So that's what we're gonna do here, and we're gonna get it on the trailer. I'd love to film the putting this thing on the trailer, but it's so windy, and the one motor that I have does not control the power steering, so I'm gonna do it two-handed, so sorry. All right, she's home. All right, we got it home. Didn't really get a whole lot of footage of us actually backing it in, but whatever. Somehow it got colder out throughout the day. I don't know, so this sucks. So we're gonna stop for the day. Brand new day. We are gonna try to get the motors taken out of this guy here today. So just sit there, enjoy the music. Help you.
No. Oh, no, it's not. No.
Now, all kidding aside, it was actually my fault. I didn't have the bolt through this chain good enough, and it slipped off that exhaust bolt I had holding it up. So the engine just kind of fell. Luckily, it didn't hurt anything. I literally can't get these transom assemblies off. Oh my god, they're so corroded on and stuck. Got it! Look, this transom is like, it's got zero rot. Oh boy, boy, boy. So we got the old transom off, and I decided to go test fit the Volvo. So everywhere I've read, they are the same bolt pattern for the Cobra SX series transom assemblies for the Volvos. And so it slid right on there, but here's our dilemma. Top two bolts. So, you know, I'm very optimistic here. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think, don't quote me on this because I need to go look it up, but I think there's actually a top cap you can buy for these that actually have the bolt holes in it. If not, worst comes to worst, we'll just re-fiberglass it right there, fill it with some stuff, and just go on with life. Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
No, it's not. It is not.
So I learned something new today. I guess you could just grab that one hook on these things, and I never tried that before, and it does kind of get at an angle, but shoot, we can get it out that way. That was actually a lot of work, and I'm tired. Jax is tired. We're gonna call it a night, and probably not gonna pick it up tomorrow, but we will definitely do it another day. We have a dilemma, and the biggest dilemma is the engines that I'm gonna put in the Silverton originally that are from the Regal. They had to be rebuilt. The dilemma is I dropped the first motor off in January, and it's now late March, and I still don't have it back. I still have one whole motor to tear down and bring it to them. My goal is to get this boat back on the water by May, and at this rate, it's not gonna happen. I have problem and solution. My solution for this problem, I'm gonna take these engines that came out of the Silverton and assess them and see if we can just re-ring them and re-bearing them and put them back in. Now, to save me some time, I was actually able to score this very extremely low mileage 5.7 liter Vortec engine from a pickup truck, and I'm gonna kind of minorly, I guess you could say, tear it down and just kind of inspect it to make sure it's 100%. Distinguish a blown head gasket right here. This is blown. This is supposed to be just one piece actually. I have taken apart 3 motors that I have here, and my results are just like completely surprising to me. This motor here was the one that was running in the boat. This is the one that got us on the trailer. And what is amazing about this one here is it is actually a fairly new reman. Here's where it takes a turn for the worse. This motor, this cylinder here, it is bad. Like, this is the worst one, but it's got some severe pitting in it. Now here's this one. I just kind of briefly took it apart right here on the floor. I just mainly want to pull the cylinder heads off so I can take a good look at these cylinder walls. And I don't know if this one, I doubt this is original to the boat. Actually, I kind of think this is a truck motor that somebody threw in this boat because it does not have the Mercruiser tag on it. However, this is the one that wouldn't run. It was sluggish and it had a blown head gasket, obviously. I just showed you. Now the cylinder walls on this motor, on this block, look freaking awesome. Now here is my truck motor that I just purchased. And it's starting to rain, by the way, if you hear that. I'm kind of doubtful on the miles that I was told on this motor. I did pull one bearing cap off. The bearings look pretty good. It's just a little sludgy. Somebody probably didn't change the oil probably regularly like they should have in this thing. But honestly, I think if I just take this motor and clean it up, and it will be fine. Here is my conclusion. So this motor here, this is the one that we were originally thinking was a good, excellent motor. That one I'm throwing out. It is not good. Now this other motor, the one that was presumably bad, has an excellent block on it. The block is great. I haven't tore apart the bottom end yet. But I'm assuming it's fine because it was running okay when it ran, didn't knock or anything, had good oil pressure. And of course the truck motor over there looks to be good. So, conclusion, what we're gonna do, I think setting these blocks and getting them machined is not necessary, and that is what I'm looking for. For the motors, I believe just a basic refresh is going to do the trick, and we're going to build them to marine spec, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get back with it at least a couple weeks from now because life has just got to happen the next couple weeks. On that note, I'm going to have to leave you guys right here with it. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the Silverton video on Junkin Treasures 2.0, the first episode. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.